Hey everyone, good afternoon. My name is Zach Bowman. I work for Porsche Cary in Cary, North Carolina. Today is April 16th. It is 7:48 p.m. I am making this video just as an exercise for me to understand the market, learn about cars, learn about where your money could be spent, where your money could be optimized in terms of vehicle spending. And I'm simply just doing a cost analysis for why you should invest or drive a Porsche. None of this is financial advice. I've gotten all this information online using ChatGPT and Grok, and I am just simply trying to illustrate and educate myself as to why you should invest in a Porsche instead of investing in another luxury vehicle. So with that being said, we're probably going to take 20 to 30 minutes and we're going to go over some slides that I put together. And we're really going to dig into the aspects of where your money is getting spent, where you're losing money, and ultimately whether you come see me, some of my peers at my dealership, or just are looking at this video across the country trying to make an informed decision. I hope this video helps you and educates you as to why it's better to spend more money up front for an asset, or for not necessarily an asset, but for an item that has a higher value retention long term. As we all know, driving is expensive, having insurance is expensive, but you only live once. And I think it's important to enjoy your life. Let your money work for you. Let you enjoy your hard work. And I can't think of a better vehicle to daily drive than a Porsche. So with that being said, we are going to go through in no specific order some slides that I made, and we are going to dig into the details, and really just, my goal is to educate myself. And if you take anything away, great. If not, no worries. If you're going to come in and see me, feel free to check out this video before or after any of our test drives, and I look forward to answering any questions that you may have at any time. So with that being said, we're just going to start from the top down because we have a lot of stuff to cover. I'm going to open up each individual slide, and it might not make sense, so you might have to skip around the video, but I'm going to try to keep this as concise and as informative as possible so you get the most value. So with that, let's get started. So a note from myself. So my name is Zach Bowman, for those of you that don't know me. My goal is simple. I want you to pick the perfect car, regardless of where you buy it from. Seriously, I mean it. Genuinely and sincerely, I 100% mean that. I don't care if you buy from me. I don't care if you buy from my peer. I want you to be 100% happy in your car purchase, because I know that there's so many dealers, so many salespeople that pressure you into buying something that you don't want. I don't ever want you to have that experience with myself. I want to give you the most informed decision possible so that you can make a plan and execute your goals with confidence. This isn't just about cars, it's about value, joy, strategy, and quality of life. I want you to retain the most bang for your buck and drive something that brings you real excitement every single day. Think about it. Over 13 years, the average American drives 200,000 miles a year. And every year, the average American spends over $10,000 per year on vehicle-related cost. That's hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. And a huge part of your life is spent behind the wheel. By optimizing your budget, you can often afford a better car, one that holds its value, brings you joy, and reminds you daily that you are alive and doing something meaningful. This isn't about flexing. It's about choosing quality, clarity, and confidence. Drive Porsche, there is no substitute. I'm Porsche biased, but ultimately, I just want you guys to pick the right vehicle. The vision page. This guide isn't just about cars, it's about mindset, momentum, and making decisions you're proud of. My vision is simple. I want to create the most trusted, empowering, and forward-thinking Porsche client experience in the country. That means helping people make smart decisions, experience real joy, and understand the long-term value of what they're driving, whether they buy from me or not. So what this guide is for? Educated ownership, making sure every dollar you spend has a purpose. Emotional ROI, driving something that excites you every single day. Have more joy in your life. Do things that make you happy. You only live once. Financial preservation, protecting your capital through smart strategy. Total clarity, no pressure, just truth and real options that fit your life. Long-term thinking, planning your next 3 to 5 years, not just your next 3 to 5 months. If you take one thing away from this guide, let it be this. You're not buying a car, you're making a choice about how you live, drive, and invest in your future. Let's make that choice count. Let's drive something fun that reflects your goals and respects your time. Let's build it together, Porsche with purpose. All right, we're just going to go through these sheets, guys, because they're in no particular order, and I got about 30 that I'm going to go through, so bear with me. So some FAQs answering what most people ask. Whether this is your first Porsche or your next one, here are some of the most common questions and concerns I hear. And here are the honest answers that I give every time. Is Porsche reliable? Yes. Porsche ranks among the highest in dependability for luxury brands. Their build quality and engineering are world class. What kind of warranty comes with a new Porsche? Every new Porsche includes a 4-year, 50,000 mile new vehicle limited warranty. Certified CPO models add an additional 2 years of coverage with unlimited mileage after the new car warranty expires. Can I afford a Porsche? You'd be surprised. With lease options, certified pre-owned vehicles, and strategic planning, we can often make a Porsche more accessible than people expect. I seriously mean that. Why not just buy a BMW, Audi, or Mercedes? You absolutely can. You can do whatever you want with your money. But Porsche typically holds value better. It offers a better and more engaging driver experience, and it retains a unique emotional connection that other brands can't replicate. What if I change my mind after a few years? Great, we plan for that. Porsche has some of the strongest resale and trade-in values in the luxury world. Whether you lease or finance, and we'll get to that in another section, you won't be trapped in a bad equity position. Isn't this just an expensive toy? Not if you choose wisely. With strong value retention and intelligent ownership planning, a Porsche can be a joy and a smart financial move. What if service is too expensive? Routine service is no more expensive than most premium brands. With prepaid maintenance, warranties, and CPO coverage, you can stay protected while enjoying world-class performance. Will I be judged or feel out of place driving a Porsche? Not at all. Porsche ownership today is about passion, it's about purpose, and it's about personal achievement, not ego. Most of my clients are down-to-earth people who just appreciate driving something they truly love. If any of the questions that you have are not listed on here, feel free to reach out directly to me at my office or at my social media links. I'd be happy to help and give you the most clear and honest answers. So next we're just gonna go straight through this, guys, because I didn't put these in order. Lease versus finance versus cash. Operator ownership strategy. The smartest buyers don't just ask what's the monthly payment. They ask what's the smartest way to structure this purchase. Let's break down the pros and cons of leasing, financing, and buying with cash, and who each path is best for. So in our 3 columns, we can see we have a lease, a finance, and a cash option. We're going to go through the pros, cons, and best for every option. For leasing, pros: lower monthly cost, stay in new cars, preserve cash, business write-offs. Cons: no equity, mileage limits, customization is limited. Best for people who want flexibility, newer tech, or business income uses. Financing: building equity, freedom to trade or sell, ownership benefits. You got higher monthly costs though, requires good credit or a substantial down payment. It's best for buyers who plan to keep the car for 3 to 5 years plus and want full spec customization. Cash options: no monthly payments, no interest, total control of resale. Cons: large upfront cost, opportunity cost of invested capital. So what we see here is there's no right answer. The right answer is one that fits your budget, and I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm just simply going to help you make the right decision because ultimately you know what's best for you. What I like to compare Porsches to are Rolex watches. Some like to call Rolex the Porsche of timepieces. I'm not trying to get in trouble for branding or anything like that, but I think this is the best way to illustrate where we're going in terms of value, retention, opportunity cost, best bang for your buck. And everyone wants to make sure that they buy something that doesn't depreciate like that. You want to buy something that has substantial resale value in the event that you need to exit that position and have liquidity. So when it comes to long-term value, not all luxury watches are equal. Rolex has earned its status not just as a status symbol, but as a vehicle for wealth preservation, just like Porsche. Smart buyers don't just wear Rolex, they store their capital in it. Let's compare real-world retention across top luxury watch brands. So you got your Rolex, your Submariner. It's a $10,000 watch. After 5 years, it appreciates. Instant resale value, global market demand. Omegas, great watches, love them. $6,000. Resell in 5 years, 55 to 65%. It's a great piece, but it softens fast in resale. If you were to buy something, do you want your money to work for you? Or do you want to lose money when you exit that position? I'll let you come up with the answer for that because this is not a financial advice channel. I am simply playing devil's advocate and giving you the information to make the best informed decision with whatever you want to do with your life. Breitling, $9,200. Resell, 50 to 60%. Looks cool. It's a big watch, but it has big drops. Tag Heuer, $4,800. Resell, low barrier to entry, weaker retention. Audi Mars, Royal Oak, $37K for a Royal Oak. They appreciate. Elite tier but volatile and speculative. Not everyone can afford a Audi Mars, but most people can afford, not most people, but it's easier to spend $10,000 on a Submariner that is like liquid cash on your wrist versus a $30,000 watch that's more niche and you're going to have to wait to sell it if you need to sell it in the future. Patek Philippe, if you want a Nautilus, you're paying $35K. The resale is awesome on them, but like I said, who is going to be that exit liquidity for you? You're probably going to end up losing some money because it's going to be hard to find someone to buy it from you. Panerai, awesome watches, bold design, modest retail. So when we look at, aside from buying a vehicle and just tying in extra factors and different investments, buying a Rolex isn't spending. It's allocating, like Porsche, different money to different assets. It's one of the most few luxury brands where your money has a strong chance of holding or growing. Specs matter, the dial color matters, just like the car color matters. The condition matters, the year matters, the warranty matters, who you buy it from matters, box and paper matters, brand equity matters. If you're going to wear something every day, wear the one that protects your balance sheet. So moving on, we are going to look at why I think Porsche is comparable to Rolex of the road. Both Porsche and Rolex are more than luxury brands. They're blue chip assets. Scarcity, precision engineering, brand equity, and timeless design fuel their long-term value. This is why smart buyers approach Porsche like collectors approach Rolex, not just for enjoyment, but for capital preservation. You guys are going to be blown away when I show you these numbers on some of the vehicles that compare to Porsches in terms of their depreciation. It is astronomically insane how much money you may lose if you buy a vehicle that depreciates more than a Porsche. So in terms of retention, scarcity, spec, color psychology, global market, collector behavior, flex and function, we can see that these all align. It's hard to get a Daytona. It's hard to get a GT. It's hard to get a GT3 Porsche. If we look at the bezels, if we look at the dials, it is hard to get a manual car. It is hard to get a chalk color Porsche. It is difficult to get a blue. A navy blue, I think, is gentle metallic blue. I could be wrong. I apologize. I just started. But, these paint to sample greens are expensive and there's not a lot out there. So when you are looking at buying a vehicle and you're already paying six figures, getting a different color is worth the bang for your buck when we look at the value retention aspects that we're going to go into later. Long term, everybody knows Rolex, everybody knows Porsche. If you need to exit that position, you're going to be able to enjoy the experience of owning that asset and have the exit liquidity that doesn't screw you over long term. Rolex Daily Flex, it's fun to wear. It's fun to enjoy your life. It's fun to work hard for things that bring you joy. Why not drive something that brings you joy? Porsche is the Rolex of the automotive world. Same rules apply. Buy with purpose, spec with intent, and preserve your wealth while enjoying the flex. Every Porsche buyer should think like a Rolex collector and vice versa, not financial advice. So next, we're going to go into the math of depreciation, the true cost edition. Depreciation is just the start. The real cost of ownership includes resale strength, brand perception, market demand, and long-term service cost. Let's show what each car truly costs when all those factors are accounted for and why Porsche wins again and again. If we look at all the models, we're going to start with the 911. We're going to compare that to its competitors, the BMW M4, the Mercedes C63, and the Audi RS5. When we look at the initial upfront investment, you might have price shock, you might have sticker shock, you might be like, dang, I don't want to spend another $30,000 on an asset. But if you look at the math, and this is not financial advice, this is just a simple cost analysis, devil's advocate. If you buy a Porsche 911, the depreciation of that asset is 19.5%. When we look at the value lost, that's $22,000, but the true cost is probably around $18,000. You can sell above residual. Demand is strong. You can always sell a 911. You can always sell an M4. You can always sell a Mercedes C63 or an Audi. It depends on the market. Buy stuff that the market wants. When you look at the true cost estimates of these other vehicles, you will see that while spending $30,000 up front more might seem like a lot, you're actually saving money in the back half. BMW M4 might cost you $80K, but that depreciation is almost 50%. You're losing half that value, around $40K. So your estimated true cost to drive that vehicle, if you sell it, is $42,000 compared to that $18,000 if you sold the 911 at market value. We can see the same is similar for the Mercedes C63 and the Audi RS5. I'm not saying don't drive your dream car regardless of brand. But if you're going to be spending $50, $80, $100, $120 plus $1,000, why not buy a vehicle that crushes the balance sheet, gives you the best experience possible, and doesn't kill your wallet when you go to return or sell that vehicle? Because we all upgrade, we all change what we want. Driving is expensive, and I think shifting the paradigm to think differently and spend more up front might actually help preserve capital long term. But again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm simply just playing devil's advocate. If we look at the Cayman versus the Supra, the Z4, the TTRS, we can see the true cost is the same as the 911. The depreciation of the Porsche is 21%. And these numbers might be wrong. They might be spot on. I don't know. I got them from ChatGPT. So don't be mad at me. Do your own research. Do your own DD. Toyota Supra, 41% depreciation. BMW Z4, 46.8%. Audi TT-RS, 49%. So it's actually costing you more to drive those alternative cars than compared to getting the Porsche Cayman. So exit liquidity. Enjoy that car for 2 to 5 years and get out. Get a new one. Invest in a house, start a family, buy a watch. I don't care what you do. All I'm saying is sometimes spending more money up front saves you in the long term. If we look at the Boxster versus the Corvette, you're losing money if you're buying a Jaguar instead of a Porsche. If we go at the Macan, looking at the X3, the SQ5, and the GV70, I just picked some random competitors. We can see that the depreciation of the Macan is lower than the depreciation of the BMW, the Audi, and the Genesis. So, if I asked you the question, would you rather spend more money now and get more money and have less depreciation? Or would you rather spend less and have more depreciation and have a harder time selling a vehicle that's not as much in demand? When we look at the Cayenne, the numbers are different, and I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for this. I hope I don't. I'm not trying to, give away all this information for free, but I think you guys should know this stuff. I think this should be available for everyone to learn and make the best decisions moving forward. We can see that the Cayenne is comparable depreciation-wise with the BMWs, the Mercedes, the Genesises. What we see with the Cayennes is people buy them, they drive them, then they sell them, and then they exit them. So I don't know a ton about the market with the Cayennes, but I know from what we've seen above, the Macan, the Cayman, and the 911 have great resale. When we get into the electric vehicles, we can see that the depreciation is a lot more significant due to the batteries. However, the Taycan has a better value retention than the Tesla Model S. We can see that the Tesla has inconsistent quality and tech shift issues. As we can see, the Taycan holds better than other EVs due to its brand power. I'll let you do your own research. I'm not trying to make fun or belittle my competitors. All I am trying to do is give you the information for you to come to the dealership with the right information and preserve your capital. I want you to succeed. I want you to be happy with your car purchase, and I think you deserve to know this information. That's why I'm making this video. When we look at the Panamera versus the S-Class, the 7 Series, and the Audi A8, we can see that the depreciation is better again. So at 47.7%, you're still losing some money, but at least you're not losing over 60% like the Mercedes, the BMW, and the Audi. So Porsche doesn't just depreciate less, it hits harder at resale. You get more for what you ask for, and it protects your capital. This isn't about MSRP, it's about what you keep. Every other brand on this list gives you less for more. All right, let's look at the next one. Okay, we're going to skip that one. We're going to skip this one. Some of these are like duplicates. Okay, so we're going to go into the specifics now. So here's the one specifically for the Panamera. We can see that the depreciation is the lowest out of all of its competitors. And again, this isn't me crapping on the competition. This is me giving you the information to make the best decision with whatever you want to do long term. The numbers, the math speaks for itself. I learned that all buying a car is doing math. Trying to find the down payment, trying to find the financing, trying to find the right move so you make the best decision financially. Yeah, we all have to make money and we got to keep the lights on, but I want you guys to be happy. I want you to be satisfied with your purchase. When we look at the Taycan, we can see that, the Tesla and the Taycan have comparable depreciation values. You got to figure out what you want in terms of resale value, if you want luxury, if you want standard, but we can see the Mercedes, the BMW, the Lucid, and the Audi have a higher depreciation value. When we look at the Porsche Cayenne, we can see that all of these numbers are somewhat comparable. The Cayenne is still the best in terms of resale. It's got an incredible 0 to 60. I mean, all these cars are great, guys. All the cars are great. I'm just trying to give you information that the dealership isn't going to give you. When we look at the Macan, we can see that this has the best depreciation value compared to the BMW and other competitors, Audi, Mercedes, Genesis, Alfa Romeo. So, best bang for your buck, guys. Buy a Porsche. Not financial advice. I'm not trying to promote my brand. I'm just trying to give you the information so you can make your own decision. When we look at the Porsche Cayman and Boxster versus competitors, we can see that the depreciation is better on the Cayman compared to the Boxster. If you're buying a Corvette, if you're buying a Supra, if you're buying a Z4, if you're buying an Audi, if you're buying a Jag, you're gonna lose money long term. You're gonna lose money long term regardless. A car is a depreciating asset. You need to get that into your brain thought first. Buying a car is not a financial investment, but buying the right car can help you preserve some of your capital. So the 718 Cayman and Boxster don't just outperform in the corners, they outperform in the bank. So let's look at the mindset flip, and we're going to get into the 911 next. Dang, that's a lot of money for a Porsche. That's the old mindset. Here's the operator mindset. Wait, it only makes sense for me to buy a Porsche at this point. To have to drive something regardless. Most luxury cars drop 50 to 60% in value in 5 years. The Porsche 911 around 19.5%. That's not just different, that's elite asset class behavior. Traditional luxury car thinking. Pay $90,000 from BMW, Mercedes, or Audi. Watch it drop to $40,000 in 5 years. Enjoy the brand name, but lose big on resale. Porsche investment thinking. Pay $114,000 for a 911. Sell it for $90K plus in 5 years. Drive an Icon. Make some videos. Enjoy your life. Keep more value. And feel good every single mile. Cost is what you pay. Value is what you get. If your money's going into a car anyway, put it into one that pays you back. That's why Porsche isn't expensive. It's strategic, not financial advice. When we look at the 911 comparison, compared to its competitors, we got the M4, we got the Mercedes C63, the Audi RS5, Jaguar, Corvette C8, all awesome cars, guys. I am not saying don't buy one of these cars. What I'm saying is given the math, and we know that buying a car is a math equation that you have to make and solve that fits you and optimizes your budget the best. You want to win the math equation. Don't let the dealership win the math equation. When you're looking at a Porsche 911, the depreciation is 19.5%. It's legendary resale. It's a daily drivable icon. Check, check, check. When we look at the BMW, 47% depreciation. The Audi, 53% depreciation. Jag, Corvette, I mean, you can buy new C8s for less than MSRP right now, brand new ones. I mean, they do not hold their value. They're awesome cars and they're reliable, and I love them to death, and I can't wait to drive one day. But long term, the 911 isn't always the cheapest, but it's almost always the smartest with iconic styling, reliable performance, and class-leading value retention. It's not just a car you enjoy, it's a car that protects your investment over time. Most sports cars depreciate like tech gadgets. The 911 holds like an asset. All right, let's see what else we got. I think we're almost halfway done. So why is Porsche the smartest car to drive? I mean, the numbers don't lie, guys. This is a math equation. Porsche 911, 19.5% depreciation. The rest of them, over 50%. You tell me what makes sense mathematically. We already did the cover page, but I'm going to open it up just in case you haven't seen it. Why you should invest in a Porsche, the smartest way to own luxury. When we look at the overall depreciation of Porsches, we can see the 911 is 19.5%, the Cayman's 12.8%, the Boxster's 29.6%, the Cayenne is 47%, the Macan is 26%, the Taycan is 57.7%, and the Panamera is 47.7%. When we look at the lineup of Panameras, it does matter, like I said, with Rolex, what model, what trim, what color, what everything you get. So spending a little bit more money is going to help you on that resale value. Panamera base, 22% depreciation. Panamera 4, all-wheel drive, 21% depreciation. You get the hybrid, 20%. You get that Panamera 4 SE hybrid, 19% depreciation. You get the turbo, 18%. You get some of those Sport Turismos, 20 to 22%. So long term, do you want to save a little bit of money? Do you want to spend a little bit more up front and get that resale value? I'll let you answer that question. Let's look at the Taycan. So we can see the same thing is similar with the Taycan, and these numbers might be a little off, but that's what my research gave me. So we can see that the depreciation of these, still not bad long term. And we'll jump into the Macans. You get the Macan Touring Edition, 23% Macan S, 21% the GTS, 19% the Macan Electric, and the Macan Electric Turbo, 18%. So the Macans hold their value. Let's look at the Cayenne. These numbers are wrong. I apologize. I think the Cayenne has a little bit higher of a depreciation, so we're going to quickly run through that. We're going to look at the Cayman and Boxster. We can see that, the Caymans, you get that S version, you get that GTS, 16% of depreciation. You get the Cayman GT4, 12% depreciation. What more do you want for your money? What more can you ask for your investment? What more can you ask for having a blast driving, experiencing life to the fullest, and not losing money when you go to resell or turn it in or trade it in or upgrade? From what I'm seeing, and maybe this is a biased statement, why would you not drive a Porsche is what I'm coming to the conclusion of. Let's look at the 911 comparison table. So, these numbers are insane, right? You get a base Carrera, 18% depreciation. You get the Carrera Touring T Coupe, which is the manual only option, 15%. You get the GTS, 21%. Why not drive an awesome car? Yeah, it's going to cost you over $100,000, but you're going to get $100,000 back when you resell it. So you're paying $30K to experience something that money can't, money can buy essentially, but you're paying for something that you will be able to take away with you for the rest of your life. And videos, documenting, trips, the community. People buy Harleys because of the community. People are Porsche fans because of the community. So let's look at one more last thing, and I think we're going to conclude the video here soon. Yeah, when we look at the model comparisons, if you want a cab, you're going to lose money compared to if you get a coupe. That's just how it is. So, 22 to 28%, you're going to have that top-down thrill. It's heavier, it's unforgettable, but you're going to lose money long term. So, what do you want to spend your money on? I guess that's the ultimate question that you need to decide before you come in the dealership or after you leave the dealership. Whether you want to work with Porsche, whether you want to buy an Audi, whether you want to buy a BMW, whether you want to buy a Genesis, whether you want to buy a Honda, Ford, Buick, GMC, Toyota, it doesn't matter. What matters is making sure that you buy the right asset that fits your lifestyle. So to conclude the video, we're going to read my note from Zach one last time. And I genuinely mean this, guys. My goal is simple. I want you to pick the perfect car, regardless of where you buy it from. I genuinely and sincerely mean it. I want to give you the most informed decision possible so you can make a plan and execute your goals with confidence. This isn't just about cars. It's about value, joy, strategy, and quality of life. I want you to retain the most bang for your buck and drive something that brings you real excitement every single day, regardless of brand or where you buy it from. I seriously mean it. Think about it. Over 13 years, the average person drives about 200,000 miles. And every year, the average American spends over 10 grand per year on vehicle-related costs. That's hundreds of thousands of dollars and a huge part of your life spent behind the wheel. By optimizing your budget, you can often afford a better car, one that holds its value, brings you joy, and reminds you daily that you are alive and doing something meaningful. This isn't about flexing, it's about choosing quality, clarity, and confidence. Drive Porsche, there is no substitute. Again, my name is Zach Bowman. I work for a Porsche dealership in Cary. I am big in investing, having fun, giving back to the community, and really just trying to build a brand that brings positivity and joy to people's life. If you like this video, feel free to comment, reach out to me, and we can engage that way. I hope you guys have a great night, and we will catch you on some later content. Take care.